Alright everybody, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. I am Blue Monkey, and today we're going to be talking about a little Elden Ring update. So Bandai Namco actually updated the Elden Ring website, and it gives us a little sneak peek into some of the lore as well as some of the gameplay mechanics that we're going to be seeing in the game. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it, guys. Before we do, I want to remind you that leaving me a like on the video helps the channel out a ton. And if you want to see more Elden Ring updates just like this in the future, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I'm also going to be covering Tiny Tina's Wonderland. I'm also going to be covering Diablo 4, and I'm also going to be covering Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. If you're interested in those games, subbing down below might not be a bad option for you. Let's go ahead and get right into it, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and read you these two little snippets, and after each one of them, I'll go ahead and give you my thoughts and interpretations on it, because some of it's a little bit cloudy still. Says, Tarnished of the Lands Between. The Golden Order has been shattered. Throughout the Lands Between, demigods holding shards of the Elden Ring squabble and make war over the ruins of a perfect realm, now abandoned by the golden guidance of the Greater Will. As the echoes of this conflict thunder in the distance, an outcast arrives. Once, their ancestors called the Lands Between home, but the blessed light of grace was lost to their tribe long ago, and they were expelled from the kingdom. They are the Tarnished, and they have returned to claim the Elden Lordship promised to them by legend. This is the world of Elden Ring. As the Tarnished, the Lands Between await your exploration. You will ride through the vast fields, gallop over rolling hills, and leap to the top of rocky crags on your ephemeral steed, revealing a world teeming with life and danger. In the grand fields where your journey begins, mythic creatures prowl in the velds, ineffable horrors lurk in the bogs and marshes, and all manner of soldiers and itinerant warriors are waiting for those who wander unaware. Shy creatures nibble on sweet grasses or scuttle through the underbrush. Those few inhabitants who are not mad or hostile linger near the broken remnants of cities left behind by the shattering. They may have answers for you, if you help them. Above all, ensconced in vast legacies bristling with traps, secrets, and guardians, the demigods, warped lords who began as members of a royal and noble family, rule their domains with unyielding power granted by the shards of the Elden Ring. So it sounds pretty damn cool, but what does it actually mean? We're about to go ahead and dive in, and I'll give you some of my thoughts and feelings. So I've got my little notes here, and I've got it broken down into a few different things. First of all, the Greater Will. What exactly this is seems like kind of God, Mother Nature, the, holy entity, or however you want to say it, that kind of rules the lands, or at least the force that does. So this Greater Will essentially abandoned the realm, most likely due to the Golden Order being shattered. And to me, the Golden Order seems like kind of the inner workings of the realm, the balance of good and evil. And so what I gather from this, guys, is that the Elden Ring is like a physical manifestation of the Golden Order, if I'm understanding this correctly, because the Elden Ring is shattered, the Golden Order is shattered. The Golden Order, I don't believe, is an actual physical thing, but it also does say that the demigods hold shards of the Elden Ring. So at the very least, the Elden Ring and the Golden Order have to be kind of intertwined together, connected in some way. So let's talk about the demigods. Responsible for the shattering of the Elden Ring and the Golden Order, the reason the Greater Will left, and it does say that they began as members of a royal and noble family, meaning not only do they have a history with the realm and a history of power, but they're also related in some way. Siblings, uncles, parents, maybe. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. But basically, this old royal family has succumbed to the darkness and is now using powers granted by the Elden Ring to basically fuck shit up. And this is where you come in, the Tarnished. That's us. And our ancestors used to live here too, and we're basically here to reclaim it. Now, where our ancestors have been since they were banished in the first place, who knows? But we're back, and it says the blessed light of grace was lost to their tribe long ago. So this must have happened whenever the Golden Order was shattered, or the Elden Ring was shattered, or when the Greater Will bounced out of here, and presumably we were banished immediately afterwards by the demigods. So basically what it sounds like to me is that we're coming back for revenge, and coming back to claim the land that is rightfully ours. So this sentence I have a little bit of questions about too. Those few inhabitants who are not mad or hostile linger near the broken remnants of cities left behind by the shattering. First of all, why didn't they get expelled? It's just the Tarnished that got expelled? So what have they been up to this whole time? These are probably going to be our quest givers. These are going to be our NPCs, non-hostile creatures, possibly like filler NPCs, not necessarily NPCs that you interact with, but that are just kind of there to make the world feel more alive. All right, so let's read this second part. It says, the guidance of lost graces, should you find them, will put you on a road to retake these lands from the demigods through their might and magic, but you need not follow their path. The choice is yours. Do you crave power, or do you seek understanding? Decide for yourself, then build your character as you see fit. Try dozens of skills and find the one to best suit your style. Practice stealth to avoid danger or catch enemies unaware. Use the environment, the weather, and the time of day to gain an advantage. Learn the art of combat, where you must read your enemy's intentions, and a well-timed dodge or parry could be the difference between life and death. Ride your steed into battle against mounted mercenaries and cut them from their horses. Master arcane spells from the masters that still linger among the ruins of the war. Summon familiar spirits to even the odds against you, or call on your fellow tarnished to fight at your side and share the burden as you explore. Or delve into the complex, bloody history of the Shattering and discover the lost secrets of the demigods and their kin. All these paths are possible and more. Ultimately, your journey will be defined by the strength of your own ambition. The greater your goals, the greater the challenge will be. Should you choose to claim the lands between as your birthright, then yes, you must fight. And yes, you may die, but you will return and fight again. For that is how a champion or a lord is born. A little locker room motivation speech there at the end. I kind of like that. Gave me chills a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. But what it's getting at here is this is confirmation of player freedom and player choice, this entire paragraph. The choice is yours. Do you crave power or do you seek understanding? Decide for yourself, then build your characters you see fit. Breaking this down into two halves. The choice is yours. Do you crave power or do you seek understanding? Basically, are you gonna focus more on the combat of the game, or are you gonna focus more on the world building and the exploration? And then over here too, decide for yourself, then build your character as you see fit, so you can build your character around whatever the hell that you wanna do in the world. So you get a choice of how do you want to play the game, and how do you want to build yourself around the way that you want to play. And then this sentence here, ultimately your journey will be defined by the strength of your own ambition. The greater your goals, the greater the challenge will be. And then a couple other things. Use the environment, the weather, and the time of day to gain an advantage. They told you that we're going to be able to use stealth. So maybe when it's raining or when it's dark, we're going to be able to stealth easier. Maybe we're going to be able to blind enemies with the daylight. Maybe certain enemies are going to have a like say maybe there's a flaming enemy and you're fighting in the rain, maybe they get a debuff. And also, judging by this sentence, time of day, like maybe enemies have certain behavioral patterns that are locked to certain times of day. Maybe there are patrols that go out every 6 and 8 p.m. or maybe enemies are on sleep cycles and you'll be able to get into areas that are guarded during the daytime. The combinations are endless, and all this is saying here is that they are really diving in to creating a believable, living and breathing world. And confirmed mount combat. Confirmed mounted combat. Where does it say? Ride your steed into battle against mounted mercenaries and cut them from their horses. Now, we saw this just for like a half a second in the gameplay reveal trailer, and we didn't really know if it was a cutscene. We didn't even really know if it was like a predetermined event or something like that. Nope. There is going to be mounted combat. It almost sounds like it's going to be like jousting, which could potentially be pretty cool. I hope there is at least one boss that you can fight mounted, kind of giving me flashbacks to Shadow of the Colossus. So let me know, firstly, if your interpretations are any different, and secondly, what you're most excited about, just judging by these two paragraphs. Guys, once again, be sure to subscribe if you want to see more Elden Ring updates in the future. Until then, you can watch one of these two videos to your right, and until next time, I'm Blue Monkey, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.